The voters in Seattle have spoken that Seattle is not up for sale. Our democratic process in the city, the elections are not up for sale.
So after being down 8 points on Election Day, Socialist Seattle Councilwoman Kshama Sawant has come back and won her race. So this whole thing has been crazy. Amazon poured a ton of money, over $1.5 million, to try and defeat Kshama Sawant and other council members who were essentially anti-corporate members of the council. But Amazon lost, I believe, every single seat. It looked like they had won this seat against Kshama Sawant, but she came back being down 8 points on Election Day. And this is because the votes of people that actually voted on Election Day, when they were counted, it was a lot more than what her opponent was seeing. So let me show you some of the information here. So this tweet from Mike Baker, he's a correspondent for New York Times. There it is. Wow. After being down 8 points on election night, Seattle's Socialist Council member Kshama Sawant is winning later ballots by such a large margin that she's moved ahead. What a remarkable rebuke to Amazon's effort to alter the council. So you can see it here. I believe this is Election Day. And then once that happened, so she was down here, came all the way back and ended up winning the race. Let me show you her reaction to this when she was on Democracy Now!
Thank you so much, Amy and Juan, for having this very, very important and indeed absolutely historic event that has happened in Seattle. And as you said, it has been a major repudiation, not only of Amazon and Jeff Bezos himself, as the richest man in the world, but also, it has been a referendum on the vision for Seattle, and I think Seattle is a microcosm for metropolitan areas in general. What should our urban spaces look like? Should our cities be playgrounds for the very wealthy, or should they be places where ordinary people can live and thrive? And I think it is beyond any doubt that the voters in Seattle have spoken that Seattle is not up for sale. Our democratic process in the city, the elections are not up for sale, and it has happened in this dramatic fashion where not only Amazon, Amazon is obviously the most visible player in the attempted sort of hostile corporate takeover that they did this year in this year's election, but it wasn't just Amazon, it was the entire might of the corporate elite, of the capitalist class that we went up against. So it's trillion-dollar corporation Amazon, but also corporate real estate, all the large businesses that fought viciously against $15 an hour 4 years ago, and also the businesses that were completely against the tax on big business that we attempted and then was repealed shamefully by the majority of the city council last year. And so I think that this shows what a tremendous opening there is, not only for the left to seize opportunities, but as you have seen, as a socialist movement, we have a grassroots socialist movement went up against the richest man in the world, and we were able to prevail.
Love it. I love it so much. This shows you there's a real shift now. So in the past, even just like 2 years ago, 4 years ago, this would have ended differently. The big money would have won. But now there is enough awareness around, fighters and politicians like Kshama Sawant, where they bring out enough supporters on Election Day to bring them to victory, despite all the money being used against them. So Amazon could not win this seat. They put more money into this race than I believe any council race in the entire country ever, from what I read. So if that's the case, I mean, again, $1.5 million for a Seattle council race, kind of crazy. They poured all this money and still lost. It shows you how strong the movement is. These kinds of stories give me hope. This is what I like covering, because this shows you that we're winning. And for me, this encourages me to want to do more and to speak out on these issues more and to encourage other people to get involved more, because it shows you the momentum is on our side. So you better jump on board now, get involved, and be a part of this movement.